Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for a rant, rave, repeat episode. Oh, I screwed up, didn't I?
Yeah.
We're working on these things.
Wait, what's the order again?
It doesn't matter. Whoever says something first, you know, like.
Rant?
Repeat
Rave.
has to be last, though.
Oh, yeah.
We can't just change the order. I mean, there are rules.
So, rant.
This isn't Thunderdome. Rant?
Rave.
Repeat. You're on the rant.
Rant.
Rave.
Repeat.
Rant.
Rave. Repeat. Sorry. Anyways, we're here for another episode. I am Travis Snail.
I'm Liam Grogan.
And I'm Dylan Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle doesn't like Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, I know.
And why? Because
That's a
he's
problem.
wrong.
That's a problem. I'll agree with you there. Anyone that doesn't like that movie's wrong.
There's some things like, maybe some people, I have friends that like The Hobbit. I hated The Hobbits.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why people enjoyed it, but I actually know. For the third Hobbit, you're wrong if you like that movie, but... the third Hobbit was alright.
No, I thought it was way too long.
No. I could literally do 3 hours of a rant and rave repeat on just the third Hobbit film on how much I hated that movie.
The first one I'm so on. The second Hobbit I really like. The Desolation of Smaug.
That was also terrible.
Oh, see, I really like the second Hobbit, and that's where
the first one was the only passable film.
I think at some point, and we're probably gonna end up between any time where you and Taylor end up debating. I want to debate who has the better prequels, but I take the Hobbit prequels over Star Wars prequels any day.
No.
No, see, there's still really good acting in the Hobbit prequels. There's still good.
But see, that's my biggest problem. Is Martin Freeman is phenomenal in that.
But
they also become extras in their own film. The Hobbit is my favorite.
Thorne's good. Thorne Oakenshield's good.
Well, all the good. But can you name what the dwarves? Can you tell me who the dwarves are?
No, but
exactly.
I'd still rather watch those dwarves than Hayden Christensen.
Me, they are the main characters in that story, and you have that.
Because of the book, or
because of the book, and you actually get to know them. They all have different personalities. Now, to an extent, because it is also a children's story, which also has to be remembered.
It's a fairy tale.
Everything that Gandalf did was not in the books, and to be honest, I was excited at first, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to expand that," and it just turned out awful. I don't want to watch you fight in a CGI.
But see, someone that hasn't read the book. I've read Lord of the Rings. I've never read The Hobbit, so that never affected me because I like that more.
Which was fair enough, but you have all this added things and you've stretched it out when really you really should just focus on the dwarves and Bilbo because that's the journey. Yeah, have Gandalf come in. They also got rid of the scene in.
But they wanted 3 movies.
Well, then they're wrong and they shouldn't have.
But they
could have done it
for
too.
Quality, but for money it paid off. They made lots of money off.
See, I think they would have made a lot more if it was good films. Because if they made good films like they did with Lord of the Rings made I think $2-3 billion, whatever.
Let me get the financials.
Seriously, get the financials. I think if they would have done good movies, they would have sold video games. They would have sold more T-shirts, more it would have been bigger.
They didn't make any Hobbit video games.
Lego Hobbit, but they did
bought that.
There was a few good Lord of the Rings games.
There was.
So
oddly enough, the Two Towers and Return of the King video games were actually really fun.
So good.
They were probably the best movie video games ever.
Have you played them? We talked about this once on the
Two
cast.
Towers?
Yeah, Two Towers and there's Return King. We were bringing this up because
I think I have that on my GameCube, and it was a
PS4.
game.
Yeah, they're doing emulators. I said that's one of the ones I want because they're just literally just hack and slash games, but they're so much.
Yeah,
fun.
but you had the combos and the maps were fun and memorable and every character felt very different. Play style wise, it was. And they took some liberties with the story to they extended the whole Shelob thing into a proper level and but it was fun.
And I'm fine with that for a video game.
Yeah, for a video game, I'm fine with that. And it was. They extended what you could tell was for the video game, but it was fine because it all worked within the general narrative. It wasn't hey, let's throw in a love story between an elf and a dwarf, which makes no sense because they're elf and dwarf and they typically hate each other.
They love each other, though. What's wrong with that?
That was a stupid love story. I understand why he wanted to put in a female character because there is no female characters in The Hobbit, so I get that, but then why would you write an awful one? So that's my problem.
I'll agree with there not being that good.
Yeah, and then that whole fight scene when they're going down the river, when he filmed it with a GoPro, was stupid. When they're in the barrels?
Yeah.
It's very jarring and it took me out of it and you're oh, this is weird. They got rid of probably one of my favorite scenes in the book, the spiders in Mirkwood. They had it in there, but they didn't really, because then they had to add the elves in, and then the whole discovering of the elves was really good in the book. But the best thing was when they meet Thorin. In the books, so Gandalf and Bilbo go first, and then they start telling the story up to that point. But every a minute, another dwarf comes, and then it's this whole really cool scene with Gandalf saying, "Oh yeah, so there's 6 of us, so there's only 5," and then another dwarf comes, and Ian McCullen would have acted the shit out of that. Plus, you literally have a guy that turns into a bear, the coolest thing ever. And then
I don't agree with that. It's not
What?
the coolest thing ever.
That's like the sickest thing ever. He
I'll
turns
take
into
the
a bear
Hulk
and
over
then
the
fucks
bear
up
guy
goblins.
any day.
What?
Yeah, I'd rather turn the Hulk than a bear.
Oh no,
In the world of Lord
I
of
mean,
the
like in
Rings,
Lord
would
of the
you
Rings.
want like this big green
I think
dude?
the
I think
coolest,
that would be
obviously, yeah, the
silly.
Hulk would be
taking out the
sweet.
good and bad side of things, the coolest thing in Lord of the Rings are the
Lord of the Rings or Hobbit? What are you talking about right now?
just that whole world. Okay,
The world?
The
Okay.
world
the world of Middle
is
Earth.
the ring wraiths, in my opinion. Those are the coolest things. What are they actually
they
called?
They are ring wraiths.
Ring
Well, the
wraiths.
Nazgul, but
The Nazgul. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah, that was, I think, when I was a kid, that was what brought me to the films, and then I read the books after, but, like...
mine was always the elves.
But, whatever.
They my people.
I like the elves enough, but, like, the ring wraiths were, like, the badass.
They
Just,
are
like,
really
they look
cool.
like death. And
I always get this like pretentious feel from the elves. That's
Yeah, that
Yeah,
same
but
thing.
you know what? But
Especially Legolas
you have
and
to
Hobbit.
respect them because they're so badass and they're like,
yeah, well, and that
amazing
and,
warriors.
Yeah, so why
but-
would you ever want to be with some homeless dwarf? Like,
Because it's love.
but it's a stupid love story that one was never properly explained. Why they fell in love? They just looked at each other
Love
one
at first
day.
sight.
That's not a real thing.
What was worse, that or Bruce and Natasha in Avengers 2?
Oh, at least Bruce and Natasha makes sense.
Okay.
Because I mean, like, from a level of hey, they're both attractive people hanging out with each other all the time, and they've been through some traumatic things that brings people together. No, he's literally a prisoner. It's just terrible. So then if you would have taken that out of the movie, put the things that were in the book that for some reason they left out, and they took all the other shit they added in, it would have been a good film. You had a great cast, you had great locales, but you just didn't use it to the best of your ability. And then the whole Lake Town thing is just awful. Why waste all that screen time on the guy that was the assistant to like the mayor of Lake Town?
Oh, yeah, I
Who
didn't
was
like
terrible comic relief.
I didn't
And
like that in
you
the
have
third one.
Martin Freeman, who did a phenomenal job as Bilbo, barely in the movie.
that. Yeah.
Just terrible.
How do you feel about them? Because you really like Lord of the Rings. I'm in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather watch them in prequels, and the first one, I is all right. The second Hobbit, I actually love. It felt very much like Lord of the Rings. And the third Hobbit, I did have a problem. Like I thought it was too long. But
It was too long and it was too stupid.
I don't know. I didn't read the books either, so I don't have that to look on. But for me, it was just like another adventure within that universe, which I love so much.
yeah,
And so yeah, like I definitely all these complaints you guys have, like I definitely hear them, and I had some complaints too. But I just enjoyed it as a movie.
yeah.
It's not something that I've really gone back to though.
Like the Hobbits or Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings I always go back to.
Yeah,
I haven't gone back to the Hobbits. I haven't like bought them on DVD or anything.
Those
like
are
that.
so long.
See,
too.
and if they were good, I would have bought them. I would have bought the Blu-rays. I would have bought
Yeah.
the box set. I would have
So
been
like that's the thing. Like they don't. Like we just did our top 10 movies of all time. Lord of the Rings was number 1 for me. Like Hobbit does nowhere near that.
No.
But it was still. I still enjoyed it as a movie. I thought it was
Yeah.
entertaining.
I think
It's not something that I rewatch though, right? So
Yeah, like I'll give them that with that. Like to me, it's the same way I feel like Batman and Robin's different because it's comedy. But like something like Batman Forever, it's an awful film. Like I'm not saying the Hobbits are awful, but like it's still
like a good
it's
awful.
still a Batman movie, and it's
Yeah.
still something that like I like seeing a guy dressed as a bat in a cape beat up criminals and punch them in the face. Like even though it's a bad version of it, I'll still watch it. I'll still watch him fight.
Like,
a
for
Mr.
me-
Freeze as Arnold.
we were talking about like the prequels. What's worse, like Star Wars or Hobbit? And for me, like I don't think the Hobbit goes down to that level where it's as bad as the prequels of Star Wars.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it's worse.
I haven't decided yet. I need more time.
See,
'cause
that's the
there's
thing.
times
Like,
where
I don't think it's
do.
that bad, you know.
There's times where I do because I feel like Peter Jackson definitely dipped into George Lucas territory with like the CGI and stuff. Like that was my biggest problem. I think honestly with The Hobbit was the CGI because it took me out of it, especially knowing in Lord of the Rings like the orcs were scary.
I
and
think
they were real.
I don't like.
And the Uruk-hai or whatever.
But in terms of that, like, The Hobbit is a fairy tale, and it's meant to be like
True.
a kid's book, and it's supposed to be just like over the top crazy, you know.
yeah,
Which is why I didn't mind the first one.
So
I was
that's-
like, okay, like you're taking some liberties with it, but you're expanding this. You have 3 movies, and after like I don't mind the first one. I quite enjoyed it. And I was like, okay, like there's some things I don't like, but overall, like I'm excited to go back and
Right.
what you did it. And then seeing the second one, I was like, oh. And seeing the third one, that's the only movie that I've walked out of. And then they had so many awful throwbacks to Lord of the Rings. Like you must go find Strider.
Yeah, I didn't
First of all,
like
they don't
that.
call him Strider in
Yeah.
the Elven lands. They would have called him Aragorn.
And
they
then
only
they-
called him Strider and Bree.
And Legolas
like,
never went
Yeah,
to
they
go
call him like that once.
and Legolas never went to find them. He
But
just
yet
goes
he
back
leaves.
to Rivendell.
Well, no, he's in Mirkwood, so he's on the other side of the mountains. Like it's just so many terrible things. And plus, to me, the absolute worst part was the way they killed Thorin and
Oakenshield. Give him this.
Thorin Oakenshield. And I'm just I'm starting to get all angry, so I'm forgetting their names.
Hey man, that's what this show is for.
His two nephews.
We gotta do an intro at the end now, just because
Yeah.
this is a
Well,
regular-
okay, so
we never did an introduction.
the way they-
so
in the
we're gonna
book-
do the episode and then we'll do an introduction at the end. It's like, oh, we're starting with the prequel trilogy for Hobbit because we never even started the episode, but it's all good.
Okay, so in the book, the way Thorin dies is Thorin goes toe to toe with Blog, and Blog wins. That's the big orc.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was Azog, and Azog was already dead. They just throw in another random CGI
Blog?
orc.
His name's not Blog, is it?
It was Azog was the main guy in the movie, but in the book it was Blog.
Azog.
Oh, okay. They changed his name.
It was his son. No, his son was in it too.
Oh, okay.
He was the orc that fought Legolas in Lake Town.
Right.
Yeah, but he
Okay.
was the main bad guy in it.
No idea.
In the book. But I don't think they. Yeah, no, they did give him a name in the book. But he kills him, and then Bjorn the bear comes and saves him, brings up his body, and kills Blog, and it goes just ham on the orcs. I don't know, with all the CGI, I don't know why all you see him is drop the eagles airdrop him in,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's all you see him, and he was the best part of that battle. Is he apparently he grew even bigger than he'd ever had before, and just started wrecking things.
Fucking eagles.
Yeah, and he hit the eagles.
Those
It's like the
eagles.
helicarriers of the MCU, but that's a whole nother thing.
I feel like everything would be so much easier if they just used the Eagles more
It's
efficiently.
like Home Alone and cell phones. That movie
Take
doesn't
us
exist
to Mount
anymore.
Doom. We'll drop the ring on it real
Yeah,
quick.
don't get me started on that. That could be a whole nother rant for me. But no, and then in that,
They
so
would get no, but they it has been explained that the Eagles at that point would have been sawn by the Eye of Sauron, and you
yes,
wouldn't be able to
exactly.
get
Plus,
in.
they have bows and arrows. Plus, they got all the goddamn fell beasts that the Nazgul wrote. So it's just a non-starter.
Now
as long as you pay attention.
before you keep ranting on the book, because none of us read the book, so
Okay.
we don't know. We know you don't like it. I have the financials here. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, so what do you want first? Do you want the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then the Hobbit, or do you want the first Lord of the Rings movie and the first Hobbit movie compared money wise? What would you guys?
Well,
rather?
why don't we start with just compare? Well, no, because the Lord of the Rings when that came out was not as culturally huge as it was. Because there's a lot of people that have read the books and loved it and were really excited, but there's also a lot of people I know my parents are like, oh, what's Lord of the Rings? Whatever, this looks fun. We'll take our kids, whatever. Okay, so here, I'll take a gander.
Yeah, buddy.
So the first Hobbit made $718 million. No, I lied. $1 billion. That was just the foreign was 718. Holy Jesus.
Heisenberg, down. If you want.
Whereas the first Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
made 871 million.
Move back to the chair. It's gonna make no sense continuity if I said I'll read them out and then you start reading them.
Well, no, I know that, but I didn't know how long you were going to be with Heisenberg.
It's
So
not long. I got peep. Okay, well I'll compare them because you read them. Okay, first Lord of the Rings. $871 million, and that's the first one. So that's pretty good considering it was just what
That's
was
the
it,
first
21?
One thing, yeah.
And then the first Hobbit was over $1 billion, a little over $1 billion, which is still pretty good.
so it's a $200 million difference. But plus, one thing you also have to take in is that Lord of the Rings established Peter Jackson as a world-class director and can lead into what The Hobbit made.
Okay, but then here you go. This is where
For sure. Oh, yeah. You have
I'm,
to take that into
I'm
account.
changing it up now. I'll read you the next Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings: Two Towers was over almost 903 million, so it was 926. And then the next, the last Lord of the Rings was over $1 billion, so it was 1.2 billion, pretty much rounding up. Now this is the thing. You could say The Hobbit, this. I don't know. This is why I'm gonna bring up the numbers for the Star Wars prequels too, because even though they're not good movies, so you have Hobbit 1, which was definitely debatable, but I feel like there are people that like The Hobbit, the first one,
Yep.
and whatnot. They still like it. So I feel like you go in Desolation
I think
of Smog.
the a big problem with The Hobbit is why did this have to be 3 movies? So at that point,
Yeah.
just one. It was okay, this is still.
But still, both, they pretty much make the exact same money. They make
What did they make?
both Desolation of Smog and the last Hobbit made 950 million.
So Return of the
plus.
King beat them both because
Yeah.
that was a truly monumentally.
But they
film.
still almost, they were 50 million away from a
Yeah.
billion, both movies. So it's
Okay.
one of those things of the quality still
Just humor me. Look up the last Transformers with Marky Mark.
Don't pull that argument.
No,
With,
I won't
bad
pull that
films.
movie because
I'm-
shitty movies can still make money.
I'm just saying, though, this is how the conversation started on the Rant Review. So when you ask why did they make those movies, that's exactly why. Because it doesn't matter if you love them or you didn't.
But
the
they
reviews they made lots of money, and they still made they made pretty much in total the same amount that Lord of the Rings made, because those first Lord of the Rings movies did not make. Yeah.
Now you look at everything that Lord of the Rings has spinned off since then. I can't even imagine how much the book sales have gone up.
Well, yeah.
Also, I just want to point out that Hollywood accountants can also go fuck themselves, because all 3 Lord of the Rings lost money on the books.
Well, that's a lie.
Well, it is a lie, and because Christopher Tolkien was
Is
entitled.
his name Christopher?
Yeah, Christopher Tolkien, his son. Not,
Oh.
Yeah, not J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah,
Not John Ronald Reuel Tolkien.
I thought it was J.R.
I couldn't remember what the actual thing was. I was like, that's not
I don't think
right.
you spelled Christopher with a J.
No.
Christopher.
Believe me, I know my John Ronald Rule. But he was entitled to a cut of the film's profits, but because it never made any money on the books, he got shorted quite many millions of dollars.
Disgusting.
Yeah, like you gave his father's son his father's
disgusting.
work, like his life work, his magnum opus, and it was like, oh yeah, by the way, we didn't make any money. Haha, go fuck yourself, which is atrocious. But all the book sales, video game sales, T-shirt sales. I have a giant 5x5 foot map. In my
I have
room.
an absurd amount of toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Oh
too.
yeah. Whereas the Hobbit, I will admit it. After the first one came out, I bought a Thor and Oakenshield toy. After that, there's really
Well, Phantom Menace
I
had
haven't
a lot
bought
of that,
anything.
too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people with Star Wars prequel bought like stuff, and then it kind of turned out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I have just age-wise, I also have a lot more prequel Star Wars toys than I have.
Yeah. The Star Wars
original
prequels,
stuff.
I just
Well,
looked
you know what
them
they
up.
should have done back then was the Lord of the Rings Lego. Because I would have been all over that. Because the Star
like
Wars
the
Lego
Lego
was
toys
the
or
jam.
the game?
They didn't have Lord of the Rings Lego for
No, they
until
did
like
it a lot
2 or 3 years
later,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Way too late.
On my
But
I
I
desk,
would
would've
have
played
had
it.
so much.
Did you ever play Lord of the Rings Lego?
Oh, they were
The games?
easily the
Yeah.
best
No.
Lord of the Rings games.
I never did.
Without a doubt. Oh my god.
Because
they're
it was
incredible.
in the middle. It was like right before they did that Xbox One PS4 jump, so I just kind of missed it. It's one of
Yeah.
those like late generation games that you
I
just
still
kind of
have it.
miss.
Took
I
a
still
little-
have
took
it.
a
I should
little-
let you borrow it. Like they did.
That's why I bought the
Lord of
Hobbit Lego, and that was not that good.
Oh, see, I didn't buy that.
I returned it.
Because the Hobbit bothered me so much. I was like, I'm not going to support this. But I bought the Lord of the Rings Lego. But yeah, no, there's. I actually have Helm's Deep Lego. It's the Lego set on my
Oh,
desk. I ordered
cool.
that in.
That's cool.
I want to get the extended piece, but like it's just a pain in the ass to find. Like it's a separate set
Right.
for like that wall that actually like the other half. There's the one that blows up, so
Yeah.
you have that in the Helm's Deep set, and then it's another bit of the wall that I'd like to extend it, and it's really cool.
That does
The
sound
only thing is, my issue with Lego is my nephews are 5 years old, both
Yeah.
of them, and they get a lot of Lego and stuff,
Right.
and I love playing with them. But Lego nowadays
Taking it from them.
it's super complicated. Like they have a tough time putting it together.
Really?
That's why they have the book.
Yeah, obviously they have the
They have
instructions.
a block by block thing.
But I've also noticed the coloring is a little off on those. Like the black pieces like are black, but then there's like the almost black pieces are actually like light gray. So,
Right. Yeah.
which is an issue. But no, but like it's really complicated now. Like we had like even like the Lord of the Rings set. There's so many like pieces that are only used in that specific part,
Mhm.
which is like I'm an adult, I can figure it out. But like as like a kid, like I mean, yeah, they're 5, and it says like I think it's like 8 to 14 on the box, whatever. But like still, like this stuff, it's like it's not what we used to have. Like you have all the blocks now. You
Yeah.
have all these like hinge stuff and like
Because I think a lot of older people use it now.
oh yeah, and I mean and like
why.
I
they
don't
need that
Yeah.
the complexity
yeah.
to get some of these things
and
right.
he had this one. Like, do you guys know what Ninjago is?
No.
Okay, I don't really know what it is, but my
I think I've heard of that.
But my nephew goes
I think I
bananas for it.
worked
and
at
he loves
Target,
it.
so I saw that around.
Yeah, and he's just got
Stole
one,
it.
and it's as you move the Lego car, like it was like a big truck, like the drill bit on the front moves,
Okay.
and like I had to do that part for him to like get everything, and like
Huh.
it's just it's not easy.
You got to work for your toys these days.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's fine to that. Like half the fun of being Lego is putting it together, but also
Yeah.
was like after you destroy it, building something totally different, and that's I thought the Lego Movie captured that really well. Was like,
Yeah.
oh, now we're this. Oh, turn into like a double decker couch or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah. Well, that's what you get here on Rant Rave Repeat, ladies and gentlemen. You went from Hobbit to Lego.
yeah.
And now this is, because I still have it up, I wanted to quickly tell the Star Wars prequel the money. It's funny, the first Phantom Menace, I think the first prequel made $1 billion. So obviously, lots of hype, and especially back then, 1990, that was a lot of money, $1 billion. And then, like,
I didn't know it made that much actually.
yeah, $1 billion, but then Star Wars Clone Wars made $600 million. So you think about, like, the
Wow.
Hobbit prequels and whatnot, doesn't compare. And then the last Star
But
Wars...
the Phantom
made-
Menace sucked. The first Hobbit was okay.
Yeah, but then that's why it's super weird, because then the last one, Star Wars, goes up to $800 million.
Because that was a decent film for the prequels.
I wonder if that, do you think it was decent, or do you think people just were like, oh, it's the last, like, Star Wars, at that time it's going to be
You
the
know,
last
it
Star
could
Wars
have been
movie of
something
all
like
time.
everyone's obviously got to see the new prequels when it first came out. So a lot of
you
people love the
just
first
got
one.
it's like a train wreck.
Yeah.
You can't look away from this.
And then whether it be reviews or people are just like, okay, that wasn't as good. I'm just gonna skip out on the second one, but then I want to see
I didn't think
what
Attack of
happens
the
to
Clones
Darth
was all
Vader.
that bad. Like, I know a lot of people say it's like the worst. I didn't.
It's not the worst. Phantom Menace. I think the first one with like the pod racing and I think everything, but probably the Darth Maul fight scene and Liam Neeson is good. Like and Darth Maul alone, like the rest of it's off.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was seeing it like
just Jar Jar alone.
Like I think Attack of the Clones was like a step in the right direction, but just not a far enough step. Personally, like I by no means am I saying it's a good film.
I think he was
but,
walking all already in the.
What I thought was like, kind of a lot of people hate it, but I love that final battle in Geonosis when they're in the they're fighting those 3 different monsters, and then all the Jedi come up.
That is
and then
cool.
you see all the lightsabers around the arena.
Yeah, we did say that.
Like,
yeah,
I was like, oh, this is cool. You actually even see the Jedi do something besides sit in a goddamn room and talk about things.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
But that's the problem with the prequels. There's just like cool moments instead of like a good story with cool moments. It's just like, oh, that was cool. Oh, that was cool. But then that's about it. But well, we'll get into some. Well, I guess that was kind of a rant already. But the main thing I was going to rant about, because I found it not too long ago. I'm trailing off because I'm going to walk to get it. I had tucked this away. I got this for Christmas, and this is what I want to rant about.
This year or last year?
This year.
Okay.
The second I saw it, I was just like, I just didn't understand. So my grandma is notorious for not getting me something that, like, she either gets me something I really want, and then she'll throw in something that I've clearly said, like, I don't need that, I don't want that.
Classic grandma gifts.
I swear I've pretty
much... My grandma's just like, here's money. Great.
She back and forth. Sometimes she does that, and sometimes she's like, I'm going to get him a gift. And, like I tried to best to play it off, but I think she could tell I didn't like it, because, like, later on, she's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So, first of all, it's a blanket. I've many times stated I don't need a blanket. I have lots of blankets in my home. And then, second of all, she starts out like, oh, but you really like this. She got me a Transformers blanket. And, I don't think I've really talked about Geek First that much, but, like, I hate the Transformers. Like, the movies, the shows, and the toys back there are alright, but the movies, I just can't stand them. I just hate them. They're one of my least favorite things as like a potential filmmaker, because it's just like shit movies making like billions of dollars every time. It's so annoying. And like,
yeah, but it's super solid
and it's a plush.
And I'll take something like this. Like, to be honest, I'm still a kid. Like, if this was a Batman one or like Spider-Man, I would have taken it. But just the Transformers, that's just literally what I want to rant about. And that's what I was gonna bring up for Christmas or birthday. Not even to be mean, but was there any present that would stand out that you're like had to do the whole like, oh yeah, like this is awesome sort of deal? Does anyone stick out to you? Because this is like on the top of the list for me, maybe. Because like there's nothing redeemable about this.
You got some of that recency. I can't.
I have enough.
This year was good because I just got nice clothes and
that's
David Gilmour album.
I'm not sure.
It was actually pretty good. Eh?
Yeah, the
I
newest
really
one,
enjoyed it. Yeah,
I wasn't like a huge fan of it, but then like actually on vinyl, playing on the record player, it was
he the one was On the Water. It was his first like solo album. I think it was like 2007.
Oh, On an Island, yeah.
Yeah, On an Island. I remember seeing that and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh wow, that was pretty good. But yeah, when I was 16, for my birthday, my grandma was telling me like kind of like a month or so before that she was going to give me her car. So on my birthday, she said, I'm not going to give you my car. Instead, I got you a motorcycle. And I was like, no way, right? And I'm clearly the favorite of all of her grandchildren, like, because I'm the only one that actually even talks to her. But so she hands me this little box, and she shakes it. And you can hear a jingle-like thing inside. As I open the box, right, I'm thinking I'm getting a motorcycle. I'm just like off the roof, right? She's so happy, like she looks like she's so excited to give this to me. And I open the box, and it's a toy motorcycle in the box. She's like, "See, I got you a motorcycle." Ha 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 ha. I don't think I've ever been more crushed and angry at an old woman before. Especially because I was like 16.
How did you react? What did you do?
Well, I just kind of looked at her like, oh, yeah, this is like really funny, Grandma, trying to mask how like pissed off I am at this.
Did she ever explain why you didn't get the car?
No. Which also adds to it. But also, like, I don't care. Like,
still, I was just curious.
Yeah, I know. So it was just kind of like, and it was just like,
yeah.
Thanks, Grandma. Yeah. This is great.
Anyways, that's just what I want to quickly rant about, because I was walking around my home day and I saw it again. I'm just like, what am I going to do? And we've just figured out we're just going to use it for like an extra blanket when people stay over, because I was just like, I'm giving it to Heisenberg. For like first day I got back, I'm giving this blanket to my dog. Like, I don't want this blanket. Like,
I'll laugh if he didn't even like it.
Yeah, he'd be a very good boy, but that was my one thing to rant. I got nothing to rant about right now, I guess.
Yeah.
I think a rave about my grandma got me this year. She got me a slow cooker. So I'm excited about that.
Cool.
Nice little crock pot. So.
Oh, I guess because you just moved out, right?
Yeah, I just moved out.
I was gonna say, you should have been on that game for a while.
Yeah.
Slow cooker life, like stew.
Oh man,
chicken stew is
I'm excited.
the bomb.
I just bought some
Chili.
stuff. Oh, got me some chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Oh man, you put chickpeas with some rice, a little bit of korma.
Do you like chickpeas?
I don't think I'm either way. I think it's just chickpeas or chickpeas.
Oh, I love
Especially
it.
Take them or leave them.
Just out of a can.
Oh, I love them. I love chickpeas.
Oh, weird texture.
I had a lot of ethnic food though, so.
Yeah, I love the slow cooker.
Yeah, but I'm excited to get a slow cooker. She did well this year.
Have you had many meals at a slow cooker, Dylan?
Yeah, every once in a while.
It's gonna become your best friend when you move out.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Because it's just you throw a bunch of stuff in a pot.
and then you come home and it's ready.
Yeah.
And you only have to clean one dish.
Yeah, that's true. Or you do it the night before. I definitely like to have it cooking as long as possible. Like it's like if I could have like 2 nights, it could. Like one of the best things for Canadian people. Well, does American people have Costco or no?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, well for anybody
they
that has
have better
Costco
than us.
No, for
and
anybody,
Sam's Club.
For anybody that has Costco, their pulled pork. I don't know what like.
I have some in my fridge.
If each Costco has the same one, but their pulled pork is like outstanding and like I could eat it forever. But yeah, slow cooker is great.
Yeah, like well, one of my favorite things to do is I like watching the NFL on Sunday, but I tape all the games because I don't know if you find this too, Travis. Their commercials are out of fucking control.
I can't watch tape sports.
And it's I just watch it like an hour later, so I can like by the end of the game of the last quarter I'm caught up and then I can watch it live, whatever. But if I see one more, like it's always the exact same commercials, and that's what I think bothers me too. And it's like I watch rugby a lot too. Rugby has no commercials except at halftime because it's one continuous play.
Mm-hmm.
So 40 minutes, halftime, you can go pee, get some more beer, whatever. But I like to do in the morning is I wake up early, get my chili set. So about halfway through the game, then the chili's ready. You get your bread bowls. You can sit there and it's a good time. And plus you don't have to do anything. Oh man, slow cookers. That's prime. It's prime, man. Fuck, I love chili. You gotta put sausages in your chili though, not just the beef. You get some sausages in there.
That depends. The lady really doesn't like them that much.
Well, get a new lady.
Oh,
I'm joking.
She's a geek for a secretary too.
Yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone. I was gonna say because we roughly make this an hour. You want to save those for next time?
Yeah, sure.
Because we haven't done a news story today, so
Yeah,
you've heard about this.
Yeah, this is.
I just saw it. This is like really out of date now, but it still works. So I don't know how I came across it, but the headline...
Is this like similar to the news story on the other Rave Rant and Pete?
Kind of, but no, not in a way. It's more of
that
like
was ridiculous though.
That was crazy.
This is more.
It just kept getting better and better.
Yeah.
This is more a character study, and like he heard about when I brought it to him. I'm not sure if you have, but I'll read the headline that, and many people probably heard this, but I just thought we'd discuss it. Is woman removes 6 ribs, comma, or what is that?
It's a comma.
It is a comma. I got it.
Oh, nice.
Spends $120,000 on plastic surgery to look like cartoon characters. Have you heard about this, Dylan?
No, I want to hear more.
Okay, so this is the person in question.
Like she would have been hot if she wouldn't have gotten the surgery. I think that's the biggest kicker.
But like
she has surgery everywhere, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was gonna say
you can't change the way you're.
But like, it's just I don't know. It's outrageously.
Though that's mental illness. There's nothing that's not. That's body deformity.
Do they have
dimorphism.
How big her waist is there?
Oh, where
do they have that anywhere?
It's 16 inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my thing, see, I'm choked up. I can't. No, but my
thing get plastic surgery to fix that. It's working well for this girl.
But like, my thing is like, there's definitely times where I want to look a certain way or do things and whatnot. And like, there's YouTube videos, so you can find it out there. But it's just like, and she dresses like Jessica Rabbit. She dresses like all these. But like, I don't know. Like, what do you think?
First of all, it's not healthy.
No.
Well, no, it's not. No, that's body dimorphism. Like, I'm gonna start making fun of her soon. Viewers. But this is without a doubt.
I didn't even bring this up to make fun of her. Just more.
Oh, but we're about to.
No, but just more or less. Just,
hey, she might be a fan. Let's. You know.
Yeah,
she doesn't look like she can use a computer. Let's be real.
I don't know about. She had to look up for surgeries, but this was her quote. I've always been inspired by cartoon and Disney movies. All the curves and the tiny waists. People often come up to me and they say, don't take this the wrong way, but you look like a cartoon. For me, that's a compliment. My inspiration started with Tinkerbell, but but for my transformation, I've been starting to look like Jessica Rabbit. I think that's, I guess, first of all, the first problem is she started off wanting to look like Tinkerbell, but halfway through the surgeries, she's decided that she wants to start looking like Jessica Rabbit. Like, I feel like that's the first problem. Like, I don't know, like...
Yeah, let's start with something realistic like Tinkerbell. Like, you know what, if you work, diet right, whatever, you could probably make it work. But then just go to Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. To achieve this goal, Pixie, that's her name, I didn't even know that her name's Pixie.
Did she change her name, I'm guessing?
I mentioned
if
her
she
name
didn't,
is...
that is the most hilarious, like...
She was destined to do
unintentional,
this.
yeah. Like Williams Wordsworth, the poet.
So I imagine she changed her name to Pixie, wears a corset 24 hours a day. So that's obviously, I was going to say that's commitment.
I think you'd have to, otherwise your top half would just, without the ribs, like, I mean, just...
I was going to say...
Yeah, actually, that's true. Well, because even, like, when people used to wear corsets back in the day, like, they would break your ribs. It would destroy your...
She's nothing to break.
Your inner organs, but she's just like, you know what? Let's just
like,
skip a step, get rid of the ribs right away.
Has that, like, I mean, like, she has, like, definitely, like, a thin figure.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Tinkerbell. Like, I'm just looking her up.
You meant Pixie over here. I'm like, it's beyond thin. Like, it's unhealthy thin.
Also, like, just, like, looking at her boobs, too. Like, I mean, as a man, I like them. But I don't want them to enter the room about a minute and a half before the rest of your body does. Like, especially because they're so fake. Like, when she takes that bra off, they don't move. Well, they've been bolted on.
If you're naturally born that way, you have no problem. But obviously, no one's naturally born this way. I think there's a few people, but
no, because there's more plastic in her than the Terminator.
But I don't.
In her face too. Like I don't.
But this is the thing. I don't think she's doing this. I don't think she's doing this for other people. I don't think it's like, oh, I think.
No, but it have to be. You don't do anything not like just for, because otherwise everyone will just wear sweatpants all day.
This is
or everybody have the exact same outfit like in Star Trek. This is clearly for the attention that people give.
Wait a second. Why would they dress like Star Trek people?
No, people in Star Trek. Like, you've never noticed the Federation, how they all have the exact same outfit? It's because they've evolved beyond fashion and money.
Oh,
Puts everybody on an even keel.
I see.
Yeah.
Back to the story. She was thinking about getting her ribs removed. I've been thinking about this for a long time. It's always been a dream of mine, but it's really hard to find a surgeon. Almost impossible.
So I had to do it myself.
The only reason I can do it now is because doctors finally started taking me seriously because they see I'm not a crazy person. They finally started taking me seriously because they see I'm not a crazy person. No, what do you think she defines not crazy person? Do you think they mean like? Do you think the doctor is like, oh, she's okay?
You're not the Joker.
Well, I'm trying to think. Do you think she means like crazy person? Like she thinks like, oh, she's really gonna go through this, or like, and I've seen interviews with her videos. She doesn't. She comes off definitely very spacey, but she doesn't come off like crazy. So like,
well, yeah, she's not Tom Cruise, but like,
hey,
Tom Cruise is nuts.
He's not.
Do we have to bring up the video? He's not misunderstood. Have you not seen him? I know this is all like 2004. He was jumping on the couch.
I judge him on a pure acting basis.
Well, you shouldn't, because he's crazy. So
I love Tom Cruise.
I love his movies. I love watching them all, but he's insane. The
quote from the doctor is, "There's nothing complex, extraordinary, or unduly difficult about it." Concerning the rib removal.
Yeah.
It does require an extremely motivated patient, which Pixie is. So
clearly, yeah.
She declares in the clip that she's happy. I've been doing this for 3 years. This has been able to make my corset even tighter. In a few weeks, I'm going to get my hip and butt implants. I'm really happy with now how I look, but I still need things that could be fixed. This is like my job.
Yeah, see, but I
think for people like who do this kind of thing, like they're never satisfied, right? There's always something they want to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your body's not like a Photoshop. Like you got to be. I mean, yeah. I mean, we all have things about our bodies that we wish could be better. That also sends such a poor image to little girls too. Like I know, like you always see this on the internet. How like, oh, like why don't we have like Barbie looks like a real girl, you know? And I think that's something like, yeah, like maybe we should, but like, oh look, you can actually just get surgery to be whatever the hell you want, and we can't pretend that this is normal.
No, but she does say, I don't want to inspire people to get plastic surgery. What I want,
but I'm going to be very vocal about it and advertise myself everywhere.
What I want to do is to get like, this is the quote. What I want to do is to get, a message out there that is important to whatever you decide to do. And you should follow your dreams.
You can just change yourself with massive amounts of surgery and money.
Yeah.
Which I want to know, how do you think she got that money? That's $120,000.
Also, if you look like that, you could not get another job. If you saw that person walk in, like let's say you're a business owner, I don't care where you work,
Disneyland.
No, but even Disneyland, because you got to deal with kids. She's probably not the best with kids. Like, with the exception of like fetish porn.
Wait a second.
No.
Wait a second. How do you know she's not the best with kids? That's just
she's removing ribs. I mean,
but
there's a point of emotional
stability. Do you think she can have
not
children?
There.
Yeah, can she?
Oh, there's no way.
Probably not, right? Like those organs are.
Yeah, you've done like because there's some movement in childbirth. There's no.
And now that you don't have the ribs to protect your organs even more, right?
Yeah, there's no way she'd get pregnant.
Yeah.
Because like someone would like. Yeah, it's
that's an unfair assessment though. She's not good with kids. She might not be good with me to raise them, but she could. What if she's just a friendly, nice lady?
I'm gonna play it safe on this one. I'm gonna hedge my bets.
So you think like this trait of her that she like everyone has that, you know, we were talking about image that they want, and hers is just extreme for sure.
Yeah.
And I think I agree. Like this definitely has to change her personality too. Right?
Yeah. Like there's no way.
Like this is an extreme, you know.
Yeah.
But how does it? How do you think it changes her personality from like where she was at the beginning to now?
Okay, because that's massive amounts of surgery. Like that means how you see yourself.
There's a level of like
is not
superficiality
realistic.
to
Yeah.
this.
And
that is unmatched by many.
You know what it is? It's just like people with anorexia or bulimia or people with eating disorders. Like it's body dimorphism. They don't view their body how the rest of the world would view their body. They have this idealized sense of themselves that they want to achieve that no one wants but you, because they are mentally ill. True. And that's...
I feel like that.
So in the case of Pixie, are you saying, would you classify it as a mental illness then?
Oh yeah, so she should go see a doctor, but not a surgeon.
But then how come...
Not one to remove skin.
No.
But the doctor said that she's not a crazy person.
Yeah, there's also the guy that was giving milk of amnesia to Michael Jackson to help him sleep and ended up killing him. There's bad doctors too. Look at Ben Carson. Ben Carson's an idiot, but apparently he's one of the best surgeons ever.
Well, you don't know he's an idiot.
Do you know who Ben Carson is?
Yeah, he's running for president.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. He is the stuff.
Not to all people.
No,
he's not my candidate. But
the stuff that comes out of his mouth is just shocking. How
he's running up against Donald Trump, though.
But yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But it's just the stuff that comes out of his mouth is so ill-informed. It's just shocking. The stuff that he says. He's an idiot.
Well, speaking of idiots, back to Pixie.
Oh, see? Okay. Well, actually, let's hear it from Travis's point of view, because you seem to think that she
I know you're playing
could
devil's
be
advocate.
a pretty like cool girl.
No, not at all. I feel like just in these news stories that someone's always gonna take a devil advocate. Like last time we talked about the masturbating guy, and Kyle tried to defend and that's why I try to not the defender. I just try to be like. I try to put myself in the mind. Like I said, I guess it's like you said. Like it just has to be perfect for her, and I feel like I guess.
But that's it's perfect for her based on things in our own pop culture and own media that she's trying to idealize herself with, and that's when it's the problem. It's like, oh, this is not for anybody. Okay, but yet you're not just like changing yourself into something that you created. Like George Lucas, like I don't know, attaching fur to himself and becoming a Wookiee, probably an Ewok, seeing him last. But you know, it's just crazy. There's just nothing.
I know it is. I just try to, and I guess maybe it is because I'm not gonna say I'm a normal person. Like I think I'd say maybe probably more normal than her, but it's just that whole thing of like, you think about that, like $120,000, like that's a good life right there. Like not life, but like things she could have done with that, with schooling and whatnot. Like I don't know what her actual job is.
Yeah, there's people starving now.
Yeah, and that's where I think you are wrong. Where like I don't think it's just fetish porn. I imagine there's some jobs out there that she's getting. She's obviously paying this money, and I don't think
she could have had it beforehand.
What?
But I'm saying right now, like if she like loses her money, would you hire her if somebody like that walked in?
No, I personally would not. I'd personally not hire. But then at the same time, when she's dressed up, what are you gonna? And you didn't know this Pixie girl exists. What if you don't know?
That's what I'm saying. If you didn't know she existed, and you saw someone come in that was clearly wearing a corset that could touch her like fingers and thumbs together when they go around her waist, which you can see in that picture, you're saying, and to somebody like that who is clearly fabricated, who looks like that, like. That's just not like, oh, hey, it's a chick with fake boobs. Like, she's totally remodeled her entire body. That's insane, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't really have...
I actually, like, these, like, see all those pictures? Like, I don't actually want to see the picture. Like, this actually, like, it actually does gross me out.
It does, right?
It really does.
Oh, well, we've made Dylan not be able to look at a photo. Well,
no, just any time I see photos of, like, girls who've done like with corsets and stuff, like their waists are just so small. Like it's.
Yeah.
I find it gross personally.
Yeah. Like I don't. I
Sorry,
mean,
Pixie.
I don't mind a curvy girl, but I don't.
I
don't want to be able to like
if Pixie,
pick her up like that, like it's a handle for God's sakes, like a dumbbell.
Oh God.
Pixie, if you're out there listening, we're sorry, but no, no. Like I don't know what I think about it. Like I honestly, I'm no, not like that. Like I'm clearly not for it at all. Like anything like that. It's just like. And like I said, I guess it is just because she has a different mindset. It's just one of these things I just couldn't imagine. But you explain it right. It's not about like what she thinks the rest of the world looks like. It's what she thinks. Because personally, like if you think the rest of the world, I don't think there's many like I don't know like
yes and no because like she's doing this article and she's probably been on a bunch of talk shows or something.
Oh yeah,
like
that's what
clearly she does care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
or she wants people to think.
Otherwise, maybe they're doing a story, but like whatever. Like people that like have like a meme made out of them like Bad Luck Brian or something like that. That's just like kind of go away, And then there's like the overly attached girlfriend who's kind of like created her own YouTube channel and she's kind of like made like a little thing out of it.
Yeah.
So she obviously wants the attention, or she could have just faded away. No, this is just for me, whatever, and whatever. I don't know, some steroided man she wants to be with.
Well, that's our I don't know. I guess
Johnny
zany
Bravo in real
news
life.
Story.
Hooah!
That's I guess our zany news story to take us home. Is there anything you guys would like to say in closing as we finish off this?
You should be happy with how you look, and you should just do whatever
You're
makes
beautiful,
you happy.
whoever you are.
Beautiful.
It within law though. You said do whatever makes you happy. So like,
obviously there's some
like maybe like think like long and hard before you spend $120,000 to take out some ribs and
yeah.
I don't know.
To be honest,
This is a rack of ribs out of the oven.
Even if it's just a house, think very very hard on what you spend $120,000 on. Like
anything really. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is.
If you want to get rid of $120,000, let the Geek First know. We could always use some more advertising.
Oh yeah, we
new mics, maybe a recording studio.
Recording studio would be nice without dogs.
Yeah.
He's sleeping now, but
he's sleeping now. I don't know what we would spend. I think we would probably get mics for everybody as we share a mic. I think we'd probably buy personal mics and do the headphones and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're supposed to do. But we
get a desk, a cool desk,
exactly with a logo on it,
everything
like that. So
a nice rich mahogany.
Yeah. Well, speaking of actually, I had no transition. I just purely was gonna.
Oh, don't we have to do the intro?
What?
We'll
do the intro after this, folks. Dylan, where can they find us on
Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook.
Well, it's pretty simple. You just go on Facebook, search Geek First Podcast. You could probably even search Geek First at this point and probably pop up right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're kind of a big deal in very small circles.
Yep. You'll see the GB logo. Click on that, hit like. All sorts of interesting news.
Hey, who actually did our logo?
Taylor.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Like the one with the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
We've gone through many ones. I think we're gonna be sticking with that one.
We have like a current Christmassy version, but
Is that the green one?
I gotta talk Taylor to get rid of the Christmas because it's not Christmas anymore.
Yeah.
I guess December.
As long as the music's playing, right?
Yeah. And then on Twitter, you can find us at Geek First Cast. You can find us on SoundCloud, Geek First Podcast. You can find us. We come up on Google Images.
Yeah, you're the very first one on Google Images.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
Find us on iTunes, of course. This is the main reason to subscribe for all these sorts of specials, whether it's this, whether it's the maybe standoff titled debate, whether it's a comic
Many things
cast.
to come.
Yeah, or if it's just your regular every Saturday Geek First Cast. Always fun. Yeah, thank you for listening. And
Hashtag Save Hannibal.
Always hashtag Save Animal.
Hashtag Save Animal.
And
Never
then you have to, man. That's your first mistake. Thank you for making us part of your day, night, whenever.